going out there tonight?
Well, you stumped me now.
Check out our website, mannimalresearch.com. Thanks to everybody. Hello. How's it going out there tonight, everybody? Hope everybody is doing all right. Those of you that will watch it tonight. Those of you that will join us live tonight, and those of you that will come back and watch it later, I certainly appreciate it. We getting a late start tonight, about 15 minutes late, and still having trouble. It looks like Walls just now got in, so let's bring him in. What's up, buddy?
What up?
Doing all right?
Yeah, doing good.
Good deal. Just telling everybody, had some issues to start the show tonight. We're starting it a little late. You just got in, and our guest is having trouble. It looks like got a couple of links up, but I don't see a picture yet. So maybe he'll be able to get in touch with me and let me know what's going on with that. All right. Let's go ahead and get all this normal stuff out of the way like we do every week. Again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in and hanging out with us for another Monday night. I want to ask everybody to please, if you have not done so, hit that subscribe button. Closest we've ever been to the 1,000 subscriber mark. We're less than 80 people away, but it looks like we might fall a little bit short for our goal of hitting 1,000 for before the end of the year. And I was a little bit bummed out about it, but I was talking to Jordan, my fiance, about it, and she put it in perspective for me. Told me I need to just be grateful with what we have instead of disappointed with what we don't have. So I never expected to be around 1,000 subscribers in less than a year. And that's where we are. We're just shy of 1,000, and that means a lot to us, guys. It really does. Certainly appreciate that. You gonna say anything over there, or are you just gonna stay on your phone, buddy? What
I'm
gonna
looking
look
at
at me?
on YouTube.
Okay, just make sure we're on the same page.
I was adding the thing up. We're 66 subscribers from 1,000.
Okay, well we've added a few then. So
yeah,
we're 66.
It's 9:34 right now.
Oh, nice. We have added a few.
So we still got time. Still got time. I mean,
yeah. I mean, what's today's date?
New Year's is Thursday night. We still have plenty of time.
Yeah, today is the 28th, so we have 3 days left in the year. So, yeah, we could definitely get there. We've added that many in 3 days before.
Yeah.
But
worst case scenario, we'll definitely have it before January ends, at least.
But point being, I'm not going to be bummed out if we don't hit it, because where we're at is awesome. I'm really pleased with what we've been able to accomplish. Our guy's having a hard time. I was trying to read his message. Go ahead and talk about something, Walls. Let me talk to Blake real quick and see what I can figure out.
All right.
Go ahead.
Let's see, guys. Well, I know some of y'all have actually seen some of my Facebook Lives and everything, going ranting here and there and talking about the show and everything. I know. I hope you guys have a good New Year's this year. This is actually this will be our last episode for this year, roughly, because New Year's is this weekend. We're hoping we're hoping right now. I know we're set on a expedition this weekend to bring in the new year, I guess you'd say. Right now it's looking like the weather is going to rain, but we're going to try to push on. We had rain last time. and then we had all kinds of crazy stuff happen. So hopefully, maybe we'll be able to do that again. We are going into a known area that where we actually got the photo, got some hair, and everything, and we are, going to go check that place out again. We don't put our locations out. We try to keep it, quiet so nobody's out there bugging us. We're trying to, get, try to come in crazy, mess up our stuff. So
Yeah,
we're excited about that. You get him
talking about our trip we got scheduled for this weekend.
Yep. Yeah, it's supposed to rain.
If everybody shows up that says they are, it's going to be nothing but Mannimal members, and be about 6 of us. So it's going to be a real good time. Looking forward to it. Just like you said, going to try to ring in the new year the right way. Get out the first day of the year, first couple of days of the year, and maybe we'll get something. I'm trying to, and I need you to help me with this. We're going to try to shoot, 3, 4, maybe 5 little short videos, 4, 5, 6, maybe even 10-minute long, of some excursions that we do out in the woods, things that we look for. We'll try to upload them to YouTube as well, because that's something I'd like to focus on moving into the new year is showing people actually what we do while we're out there. We have released a couple of those videos, but I don't think it's been enough. So that's what we're going to try to do.
Did you ever get a chance to get those pictures I sent you up? Probably not yet, have you?
No.
That's all right. We'll get them up sometime.
Yeah, one of these days. I don't know. I thought Blake had it up. He was down at the bottom, but we lost him again. So we're still trying to get him up and going. But guys, when we finish tonight, if you don't mind, head over to mannimalresearch.com.
Our buddy Chris Jarvis is on here. I've been trying to get in touch. Have we got that package off yet, or are we?
I've got it ready to go. It just has not been put in the mail yet, but it's ready to go.
We're gonna get it to you, Chris. We've got to, we got to figure out where we can get everything. I'm gonna get with him and try to get it sent by FedEx, but we got to find a store. I mean, we have stores around, but we got, in Hamlin County, they've got the mask mandate stuff and all that crap. So we got to figure out how to get it in there quickly and get it to you, and how they process and things. But we're gonna get it to you, man. We promise. We're gonna get it there.
He'll get it though. I hate that it's taking so long, but yeah, like I said, he'll get it. Yeah, guys, head over to Mannimal Research when we get done tonight. Report your encounters over there. Get some information about getting out in the woods and doing your own research, and maybe even become a member of Mannimal. We'd like to talk to you about it. So check out mannimalresearch.com. Also, you can find us on Facebook, Mannimal Research on Facebook. So just look us up over there and hit that join button. Be happy to have you.
Yep.
All right, buddy. Like we were saying, got the trip coming up this weekend. John, Dr. John will be there, and one of our new members, Jay, who is John's buddy, will be with him, and our buddy Kenneth from South Carolina and Georgia. We actually had him on the show not long ago. He had a Dogman encounter. He is set to join us this weekend as well.
Well, I know. I'm hoping the rain holds off.
Is it calling for rain again?
Yeah, for both days. Me and John was talking about on my live this morning when I was riding. He was like, "Yeah, it's supposed to rain." So
when I checked yesterday, and there wasn't no sign.
Yeah, but maybe hopefully come in early and be out before we get there. We'll have to definitely just prepare for it, I guess we'd say.
Man, after that last time that we went, I don't even think I want to go in the rain. I
mean, we had a lot of stuff happen too, so I mean,
it was just miserable. God, it was so miserable.
Well, I don't think it's supposed to be that bad of like that. We had a storm come through. We had storms come through. I mean, I don't think it's going to be that bad. I think it's just going to be more of a regular, normal shower kind of thing. And hopefully it won't be as cold as it was like this weekend. It was cold.
Oh, it was very cold.
So we'll have to make sure
Christmas Day, it was like 20 degrees that morning, Christmas morning.
Yeah. Snow everywhere else except for here.
Yeah, of course.
Yep, just like always. I know so we'll have to make sure we have a tarp just for the tent and make sure we keep everything good.
Yeah, but man, it'll be the last two expeditions I've been on were both 2-day expeditions, and it rained the whole time. When me and John went out there, John and Jay and my son Eli went out in Georgia, I mean, it was miserable the whole time. It just rained. You can't do anything. You can't hear anything.
Yeah.
You can't hear anything but rain, and you can't get out and walk around because then you're soaked and you're miserable, and then you lay down. And like this last trip when me and you went with Janice and Ninja Dave and everybody and Old Bear, I mean, our tent leaked.
Yeah.
You know, we went to bed and soaking. I mean, our sleeping bag was soaking wet. Our bed that we made for ourselves were soaking wet. It was just miserable, man.
Well, perk up. We're gonna be fine. We're gonna get through it. It's like Jennifer Noble said, "You guys are troopers. Rain is okay."
Yeah.
We can do it.
I know. I don't have a very good attitude right now, but I'm just.
You can snuggle up.
Forward to the rain.
I'll keep you warm.
Do what?
I'll keep you warm. Just snuggle up next to me. Yeah, I can get him a smile every once in a while.
We've had this talk, buddy. Ain't nothing changed. All right. Who we got out there tonight? Jay, Crave Dog, Jennifer Noble, Peppy Two Bears, Scott Beam, Scotty B. What's up, guys? How's everybody doing tonight? Maria Adams Green, Northern Michigan Bigfoot. Speaking of Michigan Bigfoot, Blake, he I don't even want to try to pronounce his last name because I would butcher it. Blake Duescher, Duescher, lives up in Michigan. He's the founder of a Bigfoot group out there, and he's had a couple run-ins with a Dogman as well. Because I know that Michigan's got that reputation of Dogman country.
Yeah.
So I talked to him a little bit about that, and he said, believe me, they're real. So we were going to talk about that, but he's having trouble. He can't get on, and now he's not even getting my messages for some reason. So I don't know. We're still gonna hope to get him. Bomber, what's up, buddy?
Bomber guy here.
Oaks, Squatch Dog.
Had some activity, and right before the downpour started. That's almost kind of like what we had right before the downpour. It would calm down, and then it would downpour, and then once it would calm down, that's when we'd hear crazy things. So yeah, rain could be something to do with things. Maybe they get out like the Indians. They call for the rain, they like it or something. I don't know, but
there could be something to that, man.
Yeah,
because they don't have anywhere to go when it rains.
Right, and that's easy.
They just gotta tough it out.
That's be the best way to move around in the rain.
I mean, I'll go if it's raining, but I dread it. I miss the times where we got out there and it was good weather because I don't care about the cold. I love cold weather camping. You know that. We've been camping in the cold. Do what?
Yeah, we've done that. It looks like, okay, this might be promising. Okay, Friday, as of right now, it shows 77%. It's not too bad. 66, low 46. So it's not going to be too dang. It's going to be cold Saturday. 19% on Saturday, 55 the highs, 36 the low. It looks like Thursday and Friday might be all the rain, and it leaves out Friday afternoon. As of right now, is what it's looking by my weather thing. So it might be all right. It's going to be muddy, but I think we'll be all right.
All right. Who is Squatch Dog? Said he's Blake's fill-in. Says to add me. I'm his left hand. I mean, I don't. Tell you what, I'm gonna put the link in right here.
On the missing 411. Everybody says about the 411, and I keep thinking about the highway in Georgia 411. Like,
yeah,
you ain't gonna be nowhere near Highway 411.
She's talking about the missing 411.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to end up on there.
He just put the links up there, guys, in the comments if y'all see it.
Squatch Dog. I put the link on there if you want to try to jump on, buddy. I'm still not hearing from Blake. Did the link? Did you see the link show up?
Yeah, it's on there. I said it.
There it
is. On both of them, the computer and everything. It's right underneath Jennifer Oaks. I don't want to hear you all about on being missing 411. Well, if we can't get him, what about maybe invite Bomber? If Bomber wants to step in here a little bit or something, do some kind of thing with our show tonight. If we can't get him in, and maybe we can reschedule him if we can, or and see what's going on.
Yeah, let's see what happens with Squatch Dog. Squatch Dog, send me an email address that's good for you right now. Type it out here in the chats, and I'll email you a link. You might not be able.
His name is Chad.
Chad Datima. Let me look for him. Guys, I'm sorry. This is very unprofessional, but sometimes we gotta work our way around things. When you're doing a live show,
yeah,
this stuff happens.
But the show must go on, guys. We still gotta have a little show here, so we're still trying to be entertainment with everything. And that's why we're talking to you guys too, to get y'all. You're part of the show. You are part of the show here. Never really thought about you putting a link in there and that's having like a kind of an open thing, man.
Yeah, I mean, apparently it's not working because ain't nobody jumping on.
Has anybody else tried the link? Happy New Year there, Detroit, Daniel. Yes, we do have StreamYard, Bomber. That's the link. It goes in the StreamYard.
Mm-hmm.
You're too Canadian to call the States at the moment. Okay. Canadians are welcome. Everybody's welcome.
Where is Squatch Dog? Or if you're still here, send me an email address.
There he is on the very bottom. He just called in. Said there was no
yeah. I put the link in chat. I'll put it again.
Just highlight it in the video. Highlight it again.
Okay, right now. There it is. Yep. There's a link.
I see it. There you go, Squatch Dog. It's on the screen too.
All right, we got somebody lost cryptids. Let's see if this is him.
Lost cryptids? Isn't that the?
All right, is this Blake?
Yes, this is.
Hey,
how's it going, buddy? I saw you popped up a little while ago. And it looks like we got your buddy Chad here too. You want to bring him on?
Yeah, whatever you want.
Yeah, let's bring you both on.
What is she saying?
So I'm on a older computer.
Chad, you there, buddy?
I can't use my
Yeah,
video.
yeah, let me shut this phone off.
Okay, go ahead. What were you saying, Blake?
I can't use my video camera on this computer, but at least I'm here.
Okay, yeah,
I'm already
that's
here.
awesome. Looks like we got Chad. Chad here too. How you doing, buddy? Chad looks like he's frozen.
No, I'm not frozen.
There he is. I heard him. He ain't frozen.
Can you hear me okay, Chad?
Yes, sir.
He can hear you.
All right, there's a little bit of a delay there on Chad.
I'm trying.
I'll sit here and look pretty. Go interview Blake.
Blake, can you hear me, buddy?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. All right, we'll just take Chad off for a second there because there was a bit of a delay there. Well, anyway, Blake, we got to talk about you a little bit before you came on. If you don't mind, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us what organization you're a part of and what you guys do.
Yeah, I'm Blake Deuscher. I'm the creator and founder of the Lost Cryptids Conservatory, the YouTube, and the research group here in Michigan. And basically just got started as a young kid in the cryptids, paranormal, Bigfoot, and ever since then just been researching. And last 2 years been hitting it hard and gathering a bunch of people and trying to do the best we can here in Michigan together.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. How many members would you say you're up to?
Oh man, I think we're past the 15 mark, getting on close to 20.
Wow, very cool, very cool. You've got more than we've got. We've been hitting this, doing it, pretty heavy for about a year and a half now. I'd say doing it heavy for about a year, but we've been around for about a year and a half. So yeah, meeting all kind of interesting people like yourself. Yeah, you were telling me a little bit about Dogman. Michigan has a bit of a reputation for being Dogman country up there. Would you say that was fair?
Oh yeah, we got a reputation from the stories of Bray Road and that Dogman song that played on the radio that spurred a lot of sightings and a bunch of stuff. So,
and you told me that you personally had a run-in with how many encounters have you had with the Dogman?
With the Dogman, and one. I've mostly encountered Bigfoot, some ghost UFO activity, and some other cryptids that are not really well known.
All right, yeah, man. We'll cover just about any of them if you want to. If you don't mind, let's go into the Dogman encounter. What happened?
Yeah, so like I said, I've been researching cryptids for all my life, it seems like, but Bigfoot mostly, and having a lot of Bigfoot encounters. I used to think that Dogman was just a misidentification. People were seeing a strange, maybe looking Bigfoot, maybe it had a baboon type of snout, something like that.
Yeah.
I've heard stories. I've met people who say, yeah, they have Dogman up in this place in Michigan. They don't have Bigfoot, they have Dogman. But still, I never really thought much of it. But driving home this past October, going grocery shopping, driving home on this road, going down thousands of times each and every year. It was sunset. It was dark enough to have the lights on, the brights on, but not dark enough that you couldn't see anything. It was still pretty bright. And we're driving along, going 55 miles an hour, and all of a sudden, I begin to see this thing cross the road, and it happens really fast, but it's slow motion at the same time. It's weird, but I see a canine head cross the white line to get on the road, and when it gets, a little bit on the way, it's a quarter of the way, I see, wow, it's a coyote crossing the road. That's cool because you don't see it often, and it gets halfway in the middle of the road, and then all of a sudden I'm like, wow, it's a wolf. It's huge. It's long. It's a wolf, and it's hauling. It's moving very fast. And if you ever seen a bear run, or even the wolves, they start moving their head up and down rapidly as they're running, kind of like digging, and the eyes were shining on the thing, so its eyes were rotating because it was doing the head motion, and I could see it was looking straight to where it was going, but I could also it might have peeked at us because it looked like I could see both eyes on each side of its head, so it must have looked towards us a little bit, and that was about halfway, and it's a grayish lighter color, maybe a light brown colored, um, very long, shaggy, not not any big robust werewolf type of look or anything. It's just like a regular wolf, I would say. It crosses a road and it gets, maybe 25 yards into this field that had been cut down, cornfield, and it gets up on two legs and starts sprinting, continue to sprint. It gets up on two legs. Me and my fiance are both watching this. We see it, the car is passing it, and we pass it, and we watch it the whole time, and it's sprinting, it's heading towards the wood line, and there's a house, like 50 yards right there. So we pass it, and I want to stop and film and all this, but we got the kids in the car, and I ask her, what was that? What'd you see? And I was like, did it stand up on two legs? Did it stand up on two legs? And she's like, yeah, it was definitely running on two legs. And I was like, what did you see? And she said from my perspective, she must have seen it standing up on the road before I seen it. Because she said she thought at first it was a human on a bike because it was standing up, and then it went on all fours, and she started seeing the eyes reflect. So she thought that was a bike reflector, but it definitely was not that. And she said that it felt like it looked right at her, like it could see us inside the car, and it was staring right at us or through us. And it was fast. And she's a believer now. She didn't believe much into all this stuff, but she's a believer now.
Yeah, how cool was it to actually have someone with you for validation? I mean, that had to feel good.
That was the best part. It just made everything more shocking too, because it was very unexpected.
Yeah, yeah. I've had my fiance ride around in the mountains with me before, and just looking around and just hoping to see something, but I haven't been that lucky. But she got to experience how creepy it really can be up in the woods, up in the mountains when no one else is around, that late at night. So yeah, that's cool that you got that experience, and it's kind of experience that we all kind of want, where you're in the car and you're safe, you're not on foot out in the woods where anything can get to you.
Yeah. Funny thing is, it's like 5 miles from the house.
Wow.
It's very unexpected. I did not expect to see it. It ran in front of the car on purpose. It could have waited. I see no reason why it needed to run in front of the car.
So is that what you think too? Because that's the way I lean with the whole thing, because you hear it with Bigfoot all the time. As smart as these things are, you know, how are they being seen by passing motorists? It's almost like they want to be seen.
Yeah, I can't explain it other than it did it on purpose, or I can't imagine it would have just hastily just run from the car like like squirrels do, hesitating and not knowing what to do. I can't imagine it doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you.
And I'm not sure what it is. People say Dogman, but what is a Dogman? Is it an actual physical creature? Is it a Native American skinwalker or Native American shaman practices? Not necessarily bad like a skinwalker, but um, is it spiritual? I don't know, but it was definitely physically in front of me. That's for sure. I didn't see, couldn't tell if it had hands or paws. I couldn't tell that. So
Yeah, I agree with what you said. When you first started to tell your encounter there, that you had always thought that it might be a just a misidentified Bigfoot, and that was my thinking for the longest. That it was just a deformed or just a different type of Bigfoot that aren't seen as much, maybe, and that there was no dog man. It was just another kind of Bigfoot. And then I started leaning toward the whole skinwalker thing, which you also just hit on. Um, but you have great questions. I mean, you bring up great points. And what are they? I mean, I would think I'm in the skinwalker camp myself. That's the way I've been leaning. But who knows?
yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards Native American stuff. Skinwalkers usually implies evil. You have to commit a very evil act to become a skinwalker. But there are different Native American stories of like dog soldiers or people who were not necessarily evil, but could transform into these creatures or whatever. And so I'm tending to think it's Native American stuff. And also there was some weird paranormal stuff that happened. I mean, I kind of had a little bout of deja vu after this. I had a dream that I, told some members of my team, and we ended up going to Dewey Lake, and that dream kind of came true in a freaky way. Person was wearing the exact same clothes, exact same setting, exact same sentences. It was very freaky. I was very taken back by it. Still am. So I have no idea what to make of it.
Oh wow! So you had some paranormal stuff happen after your encounter. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I had a dream that I told some members of my team of the story, and Skinwalker. The Skinwalker was referenced in that dream, and when I told them in real life, it was the exact same setting. They had the same clothes. They said the exact same thing, and we actually had another member of our team has some deja vu around that area too. Like he's been basically he got drove around the lake, and he was like, "Man, I've been here before. I've done this." Couldn't explain that either. So it was very weird, and a lot of Native American history and happenings around that area too. So
It's very interesting. I mean, we our group Manimal, we focus 100% of our time on Bigfoot, but we've gotten to the point where you just there's so many encounters and reports of Dogman. It's getting to a point where you just can't ignore it anymore. My whole thinking is there's so much that we don't know about Bigfoot, then I just don't have the time to tackle another cryptid.
yes, I know what you mean. Yeah, I never would have thought, but seeing this, you clearly two different creatures. I mean, if you seen what I seen in a wolf on all fours, I mean, you would just say it's another wolf. Maybe a huge wolf, but it wouldn't strike you as anything odd.
Yeah. Yeah, well, let's talk about some Bigfoot stuff. How many encounters with the big guys have you had? I mean, how many
Oh,
visuals would you say?
visuals. Nothing 100% visuals, but I've had stuff like stuff that looked like you ran behind the tree. You know, you have a fleeting glimpse, but I've had many encounters being very close. Actually, when I was
Okay.
basically how I got started hardcore in research is, you know, like I said, as a kid, I was watching all these shows, reading books, you know, reading the John Green books and all these shows on history. They had stuff on sci-fi and everything, Loch Ness, but Bigfoot was always the main thing. And so at 13, you know, I was going out in the woods by myself and hitting it hard. And one night, you know, it was I don't know if it was full moon, but it was a bright moon. And I had a routine where I would warm up my eyes to the darkness by hitting up some side woods on my property. Then I would cross the road and hit up a bigger chunk of woods and some different micro habitats, you know, a brushy area. Then it would transition to a ridge and then a swamp and stuff. So I would go to these different spots one step after another. But I decided to skip the side woods and go directly over the road. I'm parallel the road, going to go up to this gravel pit, make my way, turn, and you know, warm up. And across the road, I'm on the side woods, and by my house, I hear this noise, and you know, I'm thinking it's a deer. You know, it's a small animal. It's something I've jumped thousands of times, hundreds of times. And so I'm thinking it's a deer. I continue to walk, and I hear it again, and I'm like, "Huh, it's not moving." You know, usually deer run away, stuff, because they can tell a human how humans walk. And so I was like, okay, well, I'll make a low whoop, and I make a very low whoop, something that's not call blasting, like maybe 100 yards or so would hear it. Anything beyond that, it would diminish. So I make that low whoop, and you know, I wait about 20 seconds and nothing. So I'm like, okay, whatever, just starting out. I go, maybe 20 more steps, and then I hear a burst of commotion, and I stop, and I'm listening, and I hear something come down the embankment. I'm thinking it's a deer, it's running away. And again, this happens fast, but slow motion at the same time. When I hear it come onto the dirt road, I hear it cross it on 3 steps bipedally. 1, 2, 3. And a split second of silence, and then all of a sudden I splash inside a water. There was a flooded thicket, and it dashed towards me. It went maybe 6 or 7 steps, stopped. I stopped. I have a walking stick. I raise it up. It's, like 30 feet from me in the thickets. I'd seen the tops of the thickets move, but I didn't see it. I don't see it. And I'm in shock because when I hear it come down the embankment and cross the road, like I said, it's happened fast with slow motion. I instantly knew, man, that's not a deer. That's bipedal. And when it jumped in the water, it jumped over something, jumped a ditch, jumped in the water, and when it dashed towards me, I was like, wow, I was scared I was gonna die actually. But so I waited there. 30 seconds passed by, and I'm like, okay. So I lower my walking stick, and I try to, I'm trying to look at it. A minute goes by, and I make the decision. I got to get back to my house. So after 2 minutes, I had to turn and walk away from it, and I had to circle back around. And I had my head on a swivel the whole time, and I went through some thick stuff because I felt like I could hear it if it was going to come closer. And I never did hear it or nothing again. I got to my house. My house was only like 200 yards away. It was very close. So that right there started me off into my journey that I'm on today.
Yeah. Yeah, very cool. Very cool. And how old were you when that happened?
I was like 13, almost 14. It was in the summertime, so turning 14.
Yeah, that's a good age, when curiosity gets going around that age and get into something that'll stay with you your whole life. That's really really cool. What would you say would be your probably your best encounter as an adult researcher? What would you say?
Um, there's a few.
Well, we got time.
Well, the one time I took my buddy James out, actually when I just started the Lost Cryptids YouTube, I was meeting up with people, but I didn't have a team yet, and meeting up with James at the Bigfoot conference up in West Branch, took him out. It was really good, and so we went out to this other area down where we're at, down here in Lower Michigan, and we get to this place. The third time we went there, we went off trail, and we start hearing stuff. We start hearing wood knocks, and we're catching this on camera. Actually, it's on our YouTube, and basically, we're hearing stuff. We're hearing grunts. At one point, we hear the grunt. I asked James, what was that? What'd you hear? And he makes the exact same sound the grunt made. And, we're hearing some weird stuff. They're all around us. And at one point, I didn't catch it in the camera, but at one point, it made it like an orangutan whoop, orangutan call, something that orangutan has made. And it's very weird. It's on the ridge, and so I shoot this segment, and it's on our YouTube, and I'm pointing to the woods, and we get something thrown at us. And I point to the woods, and I'm looking, and we get something thrown, and you can hear it go through the trees. Knock, knock, knocking. At this point, I'm flabbergasted. I'm excited. James is kind of freaking out a little bit because he's new at that point. Barely a year, and end up getting out of there, but they were all around us. That was pretty amazing. Another time was
Yeah, go ahead. You got another time, Mike?
Was yeah. Well, the interesting part about that was that's an area where a lot of my team members have had encounters. A lot of it's actually on the BFRO as a hotspot here in Lower Michigan. But they were all around us, but it was like just outside of our site where we couldn't see them, but they could see us. They threw something at us, and they were playing these ridges. It was like a cat and mouse game. We just couldn't reach them. But another time I was coyote hunting on some private property, and this had some telephone wires going through it, and with big cutout path. And so I'm hunting that, and I see a possum come up, so I take a shot at that, but it's way too close for my scope rifle, so I missed it. I'm like, dang, whatever. Now I just really messed up the whole night. Now nothing's gonna come in, and all of a sudden I hear the neighbor yelling at me, and I'm like, what the heck's that? And I hear it again, and I'm like, why? It's the weekend, and then all of a sudden I hear it sounded like a caveman, and I'm like, well, it's not the neighbor. It's the same thing. It's just a mumbling yell, but it sounds like a guy who's ticked off, like your neighbor yelling at you. And then all of a sudden, I hear it's coming closer, and then I hear a feminine voice start making some sounds and fluttering and all sorts of weird things that I can't copy and do. They are arguing and bickering. They're arguing with each other like a married couple, coming down through the tree line towards me. 100 yards out, but coming directly to where they're down my path, and they are like I said, it's a married couple. They're yelling at each other or fighting, bickering, and it sounds like the guy, he's gonna come teach me a lesson or something. And then the wife's like, "No, don't do that. Calm down." And she's all, "Woo!" and just there's so many sounds. Like at first, when I described it in writing, I called it like a sing-song language. A lot of like notes and like song tunes or something. I'm not sure. And so when they got 100 yards from me directly, within line, they stopped, and it was dead quiet. And okay. So it's like, okay. And I try to stay out there as long as I can. I got my rifle and stuff, and 15 minutes passed by, and that's all as I could take. I had to get back in the house. I was too freaked out. I was already freaked out that I had this thing yell at me, the whole situation. But when they went quiet, I knew they were coming in close, and it freaked me out. And I went inside, and I grabbed some more guns to get ready because I was like, I messed up. I made this thing mad. Really
Now,
mad.
we've all heard the Sierra sounds, the samurai chatter. Is that what you were hearing, or something similar?
Yeah, it's similar. I would say it's very similar. Not the same words or type of phrase, but yeah, it was a mumbling yell. It sounded like a caveman talk, basically. The female was completely different though. She was just, sounded like a caveman, but then also fluty, made tones, like a chattering, just weird stuff.
Yeah, man, that's strange. That's definitely strange. What do you and your team members? How do y'all feel about gifting?
I think we're on both sides. Chad, actually, he gifts. He habituated, and we've discovered that it's not always good. Not always good stuff happen. Actually, we've had since I've met him and we habituated together on the team in his spot. At first, it was like we were getting some good results. They would eat. I can't remember the number. They were taking a certain amount of number. I think they were taking 5 apples every single time, and leaving 5 or leaving 3. It was always 5 and 3. They got mad at Chad when Chad started bringing a lot of people there in a very short period of time, and including a group of 5, which I was on. Yeah, pretty much. Then Gabe's on our team too. He's a great guy, and yeah, that's what I thought. I thought I was gonna get 401, and so I went inside. I did. I was kind of scared that time because it was so. He was vocal. He was loud, and his woman was telling him to stop. So, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that episode too, Gabe. I remember that episode. That's really interesting. I didn't put those two together, but yeah, you're right. It's almost like real like us, where the women wear the pants,
Yeah, more reason headed. I don't think he would have killed me or anything. I think he wanted to scare me real bad. I mean, it's in a spot where honestly they've been hundreds of times. They know I've been out there. They know, so they know what I was doing because I've had other encounters where it sounded like a 500-pound owl was going through the area during the daylight. But
when them being close, the encounters that you've had or your team have, has any of them testified or not testified or claims to having the smell around, or like a smell, like a skunk smell, or some kind of wet dog close to them? Or
I believe some of our members have smelled some smell. I think Chad smelled it for sure. I've smelled it in Chad's area with him. Not. It was lingering in the area, and if you like walk past it, you missed it. But it was, the smell is like I describe it as kind of like a dirty sock kind of a smell going on, in my opinion.
We still
Chad.
got Chad backstage. Wayne?
No, Chad left us.
He left? Okay.
Yeah.
Just
But
checking.
yeah, so it's a pungy smell. It smells, like a body odor.
Okay. It's something that I've considered doing, and I don't know, Blake, maybe you guys have tried it out in the woods, and I think it's important for research groups to communicate and talk to each other about what works and what doesn't. But there's something that I've been really considering trying, and like I said, maybe you guys have tried this, but I'm curious if I was to make a recording of the Sierra sounds and go out on one of our investigations at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning and play our Bluetooth speaker out in the middle of the woods of this sound, the Sierra sounds. I wonder what kind of reaction, if any, we would get. Have you guys ever tried anything like that?
I've had that same idea.
Give me a second. I gotta take care of the dog.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I've had that same idea.
Yeah, I was talking to Jordan about it just today. I got to figure out how, because where we're going this weekend, there's no reception. If we had reception, I could just pull it up on YouTube, and play it that way. But I've got to figure out a way to record it onto my phone and then hook the Bluetooth up.
Play it at home and do like camera recording. Just record it.
Yeah, I'm worried about the sound quality though. I think we got Blake back. You back, buddy?
Yeah, the Squatches are messing with the dog. We've never used the Sierra sounds, but we use a Michigan call. It's the Isabella howl. It's called. It's a pretty famous howl,
Okay.
and we use that, and we've actually had some success. It has got responses and makes the coyotes go crazy. But most of the time, we actually do the calls ourselves, and are actually pretty successful that way.
Yeah, Bomber here says, and this is one of my concerns here, don't do it. I've heard stories of people doing this. We don't know what they were saying, so it's really not a good idea. You could be threatening them without knowing. And that's been my hesitation this whole time. It could be cussing somebody out, and we play that, and they think we're cussing them out in their language, and they come in there, and we all be 411.
Yeah. I think. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say. I think if you played those sounds, some of it would probably be, especially when they're talking back and forth, they're probably talking about how they can get these humans out or what are they doing. So Sasquatch is probably like, what are they playing? Where was this at?
Yeah, and that's the reason why I as a researcher, when I go out and the people that I'm with, I don't like to do our own calls because I feel like, and I know a lot of people do, and I'm not knocking people that do, but I feel like when we try it, we're insulting their intelligence. They know that I'm not a Bigfoot screaming at them.
Yeah. To each their own, honestly. It just sometimes it works, and I think their language they're so complex that if you just do a whoop and stuff, I don't think it's gonna be a complex sentence to them.
Yeah,
but it's something to alert for them to investigate. I guess I'm not.
Yeah, that's true.
From my experience, if you were to you would actually have to speak their language to say something to them for them to, because they definitely had a language when they were yelling at me. So it was more than whoops and stuff than what people do.
Yeah.
I'm usually the one that makes the call out there. Usually if my lungs are not, my bronchitubes are not messed up, I'm usually the one that makes the howl. That's usually the only thing we usually do is the howl, and might get a scream, but I ain't a screamer, so it's kind of hard to get a scream. But I've seen a thing on Think a Thunker Thunker Tinker. What's his name?
Think of Thinker.
And he was going through. I was actually watching about the coyote call and different cats and everything else, where they recorded something as you got scared with over in one of the areas, and he matched it up with the waves and everything, saying this was a Bigfoot, this is a coyote here, this is how it's imitating it. This year, we have no clue. This is something different, not coyote. And he was debunking it.
Did you see what I just shared? Is that what you're talking about? What I just shared a few days ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the sound we heard. That Umatilla. Are you familiar with that one, Blake?
I have not actually gotten to watch that.
I think they call it the Umatilla cackling Bigfoot or something like that. But it was recorded on an Indian reservation. I'm not sure which state, but I heard that sound. Me and 3 other of our members in North Georgia were on expedition, and we heard that sound one night, and it scared me like I can't explain to you right now. I had all kind of equipment with me. I had all kind of cameras, audio recordings, I had thermal, had everything with me. And the only thing I thought to pull out was my gun off of my head. That's it. I didn't get it on recording. I didn't get it on camera. I was too scared. The only thing I thought to pull was my gun. So I can understand why when people say, why can't we get a picture of these things? Everybody's got a camera in their pocket. Well, I can attest to why I didn't that night, because I was too scared.
Yeah, exactly. When I seen the Dogman, I had the GoPro right there, but it wasn't fast enough, didn't register in time, and the shock and awe of everything. You got to train yourself and really practice, and hopefully you react in time to actually get a good shot like that, because it's not easy.
Yeah. Yeah. Very, very, very good point. Blake, how often do you guys get to go out?
Oh, all the time. Everyone's different. I don't get to go out all the time as much as I was used to, because I got kids, they're a little bit older. So, different dynamics. And we go out every weekend, though. We got teams that are investigating areas, taking reports. But each and every month, we definitely do a bigger camp out or weekend where we actually try to meet up and go hit it up an area and spend the night, camp out, rent cabins, whatever we have to do, and investigate the area. We've been having a lot of good stuff lately. A lot of members have actually, they seen a black figure on top of a hill that disappeared in an area, and
Wow.
a lot of stuff like that we've been getting of, you see it and then it disappears, and then we're left wondering what it was, trying to investigate, and very doubtful that it's a person we're seeing out there in some of these areas for sure.
Yeah. Now I think we all know that Michigan is pretty notorious for cold winters. You guys get quite a bit of snow, right?
Yeah, usually.
How do you think that impacts a Bigfoot versus like the ones that you have up to where you guys are, where you get quite a bit of cold weather, versus like the swamp apes down in Florida, where they're never in the cold? Do you believe that there are different kinds, and that you guys are seeing a different kind than the ones that are down, say, in the southern states?
I think they're all Sasquatch, but some have evolved to be into the swamp more than, say, up north, and that would diverge them enough to maybe say they're different. But again, they're same species. I think that if the swamp apes came up to Michigan, they would have a good time in our swamps. Just there's no problem. In winter, I think they would find a way. I think these things are pretty adaptable to wherever they go, but The ones up here during winter, it seemed like it doesn't stop them. We have activity throughout all the winter, sightings. I've had wood knocks happen, and they're on an island in the middle of a swamp. I've had activity around me where you should find footprints, but you can't find footprints, which is a weird thing. I've experienced that. I can't explain it, and it's freaky. I don't know what it is. The natives said that they had magic to hide their prints, hide themselves, stuff like that. I believe now, after hearing a bunch of stories and talking with a lot of good people, that I think they live underground.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, I do. Because a lot of the Native American stories, especially the recent ones I've been hearing, they live underground and they go underneath waterways to some of these places, and they live inside the karst topography inside the earth. The water's inside the earth, the tunnels that are created. I think they live through there. They can pop up, and that's where they go in winter, I believe here.
That's interesting. That's very interesting. What do you think about caves, cave systems?
Oh yeah, like I said, karsts are cave systems and stuff created by what happens when water goes through a mountainside. That water goes through the rock and stuff, and it creates caverns that get bigger and bigger and bigger all through the earth. Very unique and stuff too, because especially on the mountainsides, during a rainstorm, you'll have some of the caverns flood. During different seasons, it won't be flooded and stuff. So there's a whole underground network of tunnels and habitats that is not explored by science. We actually are just getting into it. And if you look up karst systems and stuff, that we know very little about what happens when, like, say, a lake drains and goes inside the earth, and the fish go with it, and then all of a sudden it pops out somewhere else. We have no idea what happens in between, or where that water goes, what's actually down there, and what's living down there too. Because it's an ancient, millions of years type of ecosystem where it's been happening for millions of years. So if there's anything alive down there that's adapted, it's been around in that environment for a very long time. So
That's very, very interesting. I've never really considered that, but I can't think of any reason why you might be wrong. There's so much that we don't know about these things, and that's what makes it so fascinating. What do the Lost Cryptids, your group, what do y'all think about killing one? Do y'all see a benefit to it, or are you guys a no kill?
we're a no kill group, but we definitely understand that it's probably going to take a body. We're hoping to find a dead one, maybe something like that. But
You took the words right out of our mouths. I mean, that's exactly how we are, Manimal, as a group. We're never gonna put out a mission to go out and kill one of these things. But if the opportunity presented itself and we were being attacked, absolutely, we're gonna shoot and do everything we can to protect ourselves. But we're never gonna go out and try to kill one. But I really think it's gonna take a body, like you said. It's going to take a body for science to finally admit that these things are real.
yeah, or maybe might not take a body. It might take some really good video evidence. Growing up as a kid, it's like, weightlifting. I was like, man, if we could just get a Bigfoot bench pressing like 1,000 pounds or something, that that's all we need.
Yeah.
Or lifting a tree, or just yanking a tree out of the ground, something incredible like that. That's not easily faked by the average Joe, I think would open a lot of people's eyes also.
Yeah. Yeah, you might have a point there.
I think the government's already knows about them. If it's going to be, I think if it's going to be a body for somebody rare to like us to do, I could see that happen, and them actually finally having to come out and say, yeah, we knew about these already. We try to keep it a secret. well, you went out and you actually antagonized one, and you had to kill it. Well, yeah, it's self-defense, but I think they already know about them. They just don't want us knowing too much about them, just like with all these other creatures. And as just like they're still discovering things in the ocean that nobody knows about. They're still discovering stuff in space. I think they know about it, and they just want to keep things a secret, just like Area 51. Roswell, aliens. I mean, I think it's there. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, all right, Blake. We've been on over an hour now. Before we let you go and get out of here, you want to give your group a plug and tell everybody where they can find you and your YouTube channel and all that good stuff?
Yeah. So we're on Facebook, Facebook groups, pages, and all that. The Lost Cryptids Conservatory, same as YouTube, and we're on a lot of groups and stuff too. So you'll probably see me and my members posting away, and feel free to message us. We love doing shows and working with other people and helping each other out. And any reports, we love taking reports down. And so feel free to contact us about anything.
All right. Very cool. Very cool. Blake, I appreciate coming on, taking the time to come on with us, buddy. Yeah, we learned a lot from you. Seems like you guys got a good thing going on up there in Michigan, guys. Keep up the good work, and I appreciate you taking the time to come on with us.
Yeah, sorry about the technical issues. I'd be more than welcome to come back on, and can have Chad on and whoever you want to come on. So
yeah, we'd love to have you back, and I've talked to you about some of your other members. I know we had Chad on briefly. If I'll go ahead and throw the invitation out to Chad if he wants to come back and share some of his experiences. We'd like to have him too. But yeah, buddy, I certainly appreciate it.
Yeah, well, thank you guys for having me.
Yes, sir. You have a good
Thank
evening.
you.
All right, buddy. We'll be in touch.
Happy New Year.
You guys too.
All right. I'm glad we finally got everything worked out and got Blake on. Well, that hour flew by, didn't it? It did not seem like we were on for no hour.
No.
Blake, now those guys up there, Lost Cryptids, they got something cool going on up there. Really impressed with what I heard tonight. They sound a lot like us, kind of, but they're a little bit further along than us, in my opinion. But yeah, glad that we could have them on.
Okay. Yeah, it was awesome.
What else you got before we get out of here, buddy?
Guys, I know y'all, I like saying a lot of you, we had that idea. I mean, we can brainstorm with that and use certain, instead of using Sarah, we could probably do a howl or something and record that and do it that safely. We know a howl's a howl. Some of them were actually saying something about, ask Janice about, what that, maybe she might recognize what it's saying. It's possible. That's an idea.
She's heard this. She's talked about the Sierra sounds before. She's never told me exactly what she thought they were saying, but she thinks that they're speaking English, just a really, really fast English.
Well, there you go. And guys, look, we are 66 subscribers away. 3 more days. It's almost New Year's. If we don't make it, like I said, he ain't gonna be disappointed. But I'd like to see a hit still. If not, I'm not gonna be disappointed. I'm still excited about where we're at right now, just by even hitting less than 1,000. Share the show, get us out there. Maybe we'll get more before 3 days. It'd be awesome. You guys are awesome every week. And you do the questions and everything and come with ideas. You guys are you guys are feeding it. You're feeding this heart, and that's what you're doing. And we appreciate it very much. And I hope you guys have a good New Year's and don't get out there going crazy.
Yeah, everybody be safe on New Year's. Please don't drink and drive. not going to tell anybody not to go out and have fun and have a few cocktails, enjoy yourselves, but just please be responsible. Guys, there's too many people out there that care about you for you to get out there and do something silly and drink and drive and either kill yourself or, God forbid, somebody else. So, guys, just be careful. New Year's, take care of yourselves, take care of everybody else, and just be good to each other, everybody. And thank you so much again for hanging out with us on another Monday night. And we'll see you next week. And hopefully we'll have some good news, some cool stuff to share with you from our expedition. You guys be good, and we'll see you later.